Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of our series from Exodus. What was the story of Exodus really all about? Today's story is our second to last story in the whole series. Although the end is still ahead of us, maybe it's time to look back and figure out what the whole story was all about. At the very beginning, Yahweh revealed himself to Moses in the burning bush, and he told him that he heard the cries of his people in Egypt. Yahweh said that he has decided that now is the time to bring his people out of slavery and take them to the promised land. The promised land that Yahweh promised to their ancestor, Abraham. But Moses was afraid that the Israelites were not going to believe that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is really the one sending him. So Moses asked, "What am I going to tell the Israelites if they ask? What's the name of the God who sent you?" And Yahweh spoke out of the burning bush and said, "My name is I am. I am who I am, Yahweh. Watch me, and you will learn who I am. What I do is who I am." So Moses went and tried to watch what Yahweh was doing, so that he could know him better. He wanted to learn who Yahweh really was. What are all the things that Moses saw? Moses saw the most powerful God in the whole world, who humbled Pharaoh and all of the Egyptian gods when he sent his 10 plagues. He saw a God who fights for his people and defeats his enemies, when Yahweh opened up the Red Sea for the Israelites to walk across, and then closed it right on top of the Egyptian army. He saw a God who looked after all the needs of his people when they were wandering across the desert, even though the people kept grumbling and kept forgetting to trust him. He saw a God who had a special purpose for the rescue of his people. He wanted to bring them to himself. He saw a God who wanted to teach his people about how to live a life in this world as Yahweh's people. And he saw a God who got righteously angry when the Israelites broke the promise they had given him and built themselves a golden calf to worship, instead of waiting for Moses to return from his meeting with Yahweh. Yahweh was very, very angry and wanted to destroy his people for that. But Moses reminded Yahweh of the covenant that he had made with Abraham. Yahweh showed grace to his people and did not destroy them. That's because Yahweh is faithful to his promises, even when his people are unfaithful. Yahweh is gracious, even though his people don't deserve him to be like that at all. Yahweh remembers his covenant with Abraham, even though his people forget really, really quickly. Yahweh never breaks his promise, even though his people promised they were not going to worship any other gods, and it only took them a few weeks to make one for themselves. Yahweh is much greater than we can imagine, especially when we see that his people deserve to be punished so much more than they deserve to be forgiven. After Yahweh decided not to destroy his nation, this is what he told Moses. I'm going to read from Exodus chapter 34, verse 1. Yahweh said to Moses, "Chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I will write on them the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke." Yahweh decided to give the Israelites a second chance. He's going to write the rules for them again, because Moses destroyed the first tablets that he wrote them on when he was so angry. So Moses returned to Mount Sinai. One really big thing happened when he was there. Listen carefully. I'm going to read from chapter 34, verses 5 to 7. Then Yahweh came down in the cloud and stood there with him and proclaimed his name, Yahweh. And he passed in front of Moses, proclaiming, "Yahweh, Yahweh, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. Yet he does not leave the guilty unpunished. This is one of the biggest moments in the whole story of Exodus. Moses has been through so much with Yahweh during the whole story. He even talked to him once at this very place where he is standing right now, when Yahweh met him in the burning bush. But now Yahweh has come down to earth as never before, and Moses sees his glory and hears his voice. And the most important thing is that Yahweh repeated his name. But Yahweh doesn't just say this time, "I am, watch what I will do, and you will know who I am." Now, Yahweh tells Moses that Moses now knows him. He has seen him. He has watched him and got to know him. Yahweh says, "Moses, now you know that I am gracious, but I can also get angry. You know that I am abounding in love, and you know that I am faithful. You and the Israelites have personally experienced all of this. Now you know me." This is amazing. This is exactly what the whole story of Exodus is all about. Yahweh wanted his people to really know him and love him for who he is. Everything in this story happened to reveal Yahweh to them and the way he really is. We are in a much better position than even Moses. Not only can we read the whole book of Exodus and learn the same things about Yahweh that Moses and the Israelites learned, but we also have the whole Bible. In the Bible, Yahweh keeps revealing himself in more and more detail so that we can know him even better. And that's not all. Yahweh wanted us to watch what he will do even more closely. So he sent his Son to reveal to us who God is and what he is like, so much more clearly. When we see Jesus innocently dying on the cross for other people's sins, we learn more about what it means for Yahweh to be gracious. When we see Jesus rising from the dead, we learn even more about Yahweh's power and how he defeats his enemies. Yahweh wants his people to know him, even today. He wants us to watch what he did and love him the way he is. That's why he gave us his Son and his Word. Let's not miss out on this opportunity to see Yahweh the way he really is and learn so much more about what he is like. We have only one more episode to listen to from the book of Exodus. But don't worry, there are so many more stories in the whole Bible, and you will never run out of them. See you next time for our last story from Exodus.